Hey guys! So guys, welcome to another video of MaxiAspie, and today I'll be talking about my overview on autism. So while doing many speeches, I'm always asked about my opinion on what autism looks like, and obviously my stance has changed throughout the years when I've gained more of an understanding of not only myself but also other people and how autistic people are affected by their conditions. And many years ago, I used to always say the term I suffer with autism, and then I heard Anne Hegarty say, no, I don't suffer from autism, I suffer from idiots. And I thought, actually, no, what a quite true statement. It's not that I suffer with autism. If anything, I suffer with, what goes on around me and the understanding and the awareness of autism. That's what I suffer with the most. And my overview of autism doesn't match, what doctors try to do, which is, you're either here with autism or you're here, mild or severe is quite commonly used. You're often referred to sort of, something you'd see on a Nando's menu, you mild or severe chili sort of ratio, which is nonsense. And the reason I don't like that diagnosis style is because loads and loads of children and people who are trying to get diagnosed do not get diagnosed because they get quote unquote you're not autistic enough, and I think that's absolute nonsense. Over the few years, the pinwheel also came out, showing different colours of where you may be autistic, and for a little while that gained a bit of traction, but I still don't specifically like that either. And the best sort of version that I have came up with on this channel through doing research and everything else is I like to look at autism as a soundboard, as a MIXBOARD. So autism is the MIXBOARD, and there's some dials, and on that you've got processing, on that you've got socialization, on that you've got reading, on that you've got communication skills. Where are they on the dial? So you've been given the autism diagnosis, you've been given a soundboard, and the scales actually measure on where are you at on those different components that form an autistic diagnosis. Because honestly, I've met so many people that may be really high on communication, but honestly, when it comes to other things like reading, or when it comes to other things like understanding empathy or understanding why something is happening, understanding those grey areas, they've been quite low on. And I think it's important that we can't just turn those people away and go, well, sorry, you're not autistic enough because you don't reach that autistic level that we need to diagnose. I think if you look at it as more of a MIXBOARD, more of a sound bar, you can start identifying where those people need help more and more. And that's how I look at autism. Now, a lot of people don't really understand what autism is, so quickly, if you're new to the channel, autism can be meltdowns, it could be socialization, it can be processing, it could be empathy, it could be burnout, it can be a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is happening in the autism mind, and my mum always taught me, the way to look at autism is everyone else's brain works like this, and my brain works like this, and there's nothing wrong with this. But unfortunately, we live in a world where most brain and the world is adapted for people like that. And actually, it's a lot of the stuff that outside that people need to understand that in order for autistic people to get a better life and to also get by in the world, which is what we lack at the moment. We lack that support from government, we lack that support from employers, we lack that support from certain schools who haven't got the budget to do those things, and it all escalates back to government and budgeting, cost of living crises, you name it. Which is where I come in and try and ambassador for all of those things, and it can be tough, but I love doing it. And if a video like this can help somebody, not make the mistake of using the wrong language of somebody has autism, instead using an autistic person, because language is important, and the word has make it sound like you're infected or you've got some disease, which honestly, autism isn't that. Being autistic is just, your brain is wired differently, and there's nothing wrong with how our brains are wired. It's just a new way of understanding it. So that's autism in a nutshell. Also, that is my overview on autism. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment down below. Tell me what you think. And guys, thank you for watching as always. Take care and goodbye for now.